Hey gang, Scott here. This video continues where my last video left off, where I was working through this ornate ceiling in architecture in Spain. I think it was the palace in Madrid. And what I did in that photo was add in some directional light coming in through these circular windows in the ceiling. So light beaming through here, coming in from right to left through this one here. And did that through a series of masks. And I left off with, well, I want to get more detail in that ceiling. I really want the details to jump out. There's a bit of a push and pull here with, adding this bit of, glowing light, but then really bringing back details. I could wrestle with that in Lightroom. Or I could reach for one of my favorite tools, dynamic contrast in ON1 effects, because that's just going to get me to where I want to be faster. It's one of the reasons I use multiple tools in my photo editing. And so this video, I'm going to show you, there's going to be two adjustments that I'm going to add in effects to make this architecture really pop. And there might be, I'm thinking ahead here, there might be a little bit of a third little trick that I'll do at the end. Let's see how far we go in this video, and maybe I'll save the trick for a third video. I'm trying to break this up into digestible lessons that you can pick and choose and apply. So with this, I need to get this photo over into effects to add the filters that I want to add. So let me go ahead and do that, and let's rejoin you over in effects. All right, in the effects module in ON1, let's go ahead and add dynamic contrast. We're adding this everywhere. There's nothing I want hidden from dynamic contrast, and that's already made a great jump. Let's focusing right in on here. This is ultimately one of the important parts of the photo for me, and before and after, it's already a great jump, especially in this like this molding and like these ribbons of, I guess it's ivy or flowers or something like that. But there's another bump that I'm going to do with contrast. Reaching for an older tool, add filter, tone enhancer. This is kind of like the granddaddy filter. And in here, there's a style called tonal contrast. Now it's going to be too strong over the full strength before and after. You can really see this is a massive jump. I'm going to have this wonderful opacity slider, and we'll just dial this back maybe about there, before and after. Two simple filters. And the reason I'm able to, well, I guess two reasons I'm using both of these to really double down on that local micro contrast to get those detail pops. For me, my black and white images and architecture, I want to have that very punchy contrast and bring out all the details. If we look at this before and after, just the backslash key, before and after, it's just, to me, a much more powerful photo, much stronger, because those details pop out. I mean, again, this ultimately being the primary subject. Before the ON1 effect, after, I mean, the hair in the statue comes out. All of this, detail. And I don't know if this is supposed to be one of those ribbony types of clothing we'd wear in the 17th century or not, but just the stonework, everything just jumps out so much more. And the reason I'm able to get away with such a push in contrast is that I don't have a problem with haloing here. I don't have a sky where a dark tree line is going to meet, a relatively bright sky. And that can always become a challenge point whenever you're pushing contrast in any tool. You can create halos. I don't have a problem like that with a scene like this. If there were a halo to be had, it would be around these bright, circular windows. And those are intentionally, pushed. And they're already hot to begin with. They were nearly pure white already. So those two adjustments, there's another thought going through my head. This is kind of coming back to the trick that I thought about. I'm going to save that for a final video in this series. That'll be a really short one. But for this point being, with your architecture photos or any type of image where you want really a nice pop in detail, add dynamic contrast for sure. And then take a look at the tone enhancer, specifically the tonal contrast style. You may need to dial the strength of that back a little bit, because it can be very powerful. But if you don't have an area where haloing is going to be a problem, you're doing a subject study, something up close, something like this with architecture, that combination is really incredible for bringing out detail. I hope you found the video useful. If you got questions, go ahead and drop them below. And until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.